straight from the lab of HBS Beats Discount.
Yo, what up people, it's your boy Samuski. Today I'm back again with another tutorial. If you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Today we are going to be making a slow and steady high life beat. So for this tutorial we are going to be in the tempo of 96. If you don't have any knowledge about playing the piano, if you don't know the rudiments, if you don't know the foundation, I tell you, there is no way you can start making beats like this. So all you have to do is to invest in yourself, do yourself good, head up to HBS Beats, sign up, and you're gonna have access to a foundation class and some other advanced lectures. HBS Beats offers downloads, FLPs, sound projects, MIDI files, VSTs, and a lot. So all you just got to do is to head up to the website hbsbeats.com, or you can contact me from my number in the description. You can chat with me privately or directly on WhatsApp. So whenever you're making your beat, you have to decide what instruments you want to be using for your beats. You don't need to load so many instruments. Listen to other songs. You're going to notice that there are not much instruments inside. Just select your right percussions, select the right instruments, your piano sounds, and then you're good to go. Have a good arrangement. So you're going to look at high life music. High life music, we have the drums, we have the bass, we have the lead guitar, then we have some shakers, then maybe trumpet or brass instrument. Let's jump straight into it. So the first thing I want to do is to load in my clank. Should I say clank or clav? Whatever. So I'm gonna load in my kick. Alright, so let me go over to the piano roll. So when you're making a high life beat, you should know the kind of style you want to use. High life has different style. So we are going to be using one of them, which is this. Okay, so now we're going to be adding our kick. So I'm going to take up the velocity to make it more loud. I want to tighten this kick up to make it more clean because there are some white noise I don't like. So I'm not just going to do the out button, but I'm going to add it to the mixer and add an EQ. Why I do this, it's I want to be enjoying the beats and as well cleaning it up. The next thing I want to do is to add the clav, a reverb. I'm going to select in the preset drum room. So having this set like this, I'm sure we are good to add our instruments. So for this instrument, I'm going to be using Contact. So one thing about Contact is that you can load different instruments. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I have a video on where I was explaining this. If you want to see this process, head up to hbsbeats.com. There are a lot of tutorials there. So I'm going to be loading section horns because this is a brass instrument. The next one I'll be adding is the Yamaha Piano. Don't forget to save your project. I'm going to add a MIDI out for Contact. So I'll call this one my brass. And I'll duplicate it. I'll call the second one my piano. So these are simple steps which I've already broken down how to use Contact with different sounds. So as you can see, our piano is working. So let's test our brass. Very nice and smooth. So now let's work on our progression. So we are going to be going from the 1 to the 4 to the 2 to the 5, back to the 1. Okay, so now let's record that and see how it sounds. Okay, that's about fine. So I'm going to copy this, what I've played. I'm going to go over to a new pattern. I'm going to paste it in the brass. So let's edit this. So the next thing I want to add, it's another brass. So I'm going to load up expand. So I'm going to look for a brass in expand. Alright, so we'll go over to a new pattern and record this. So we're going to add the brass to the mixer and reduce it and maybe pan it about 40% left. So let's pan the first brass to the right about 40% also. So in order for me to save my RAM, I'm going to bounce this clip to audio. Okay, since I have it bounced to audio, I'm going to delete this output I created. So the next thing I want to do is to add an E-piano. So I'm going to duplicate, expand. I'll look for an E-piano. So I'm just going to copy this pattern of the brass, go to a new pattern and paste on our E-piano. So then I'll have to change it. So I'm just going to select another piano, E-piano. So I'm going to add it to the mixer also. So the next thing I want to do is to add an organ. Alright, so I'm just going to copy the E piano, go over to the next pattern and paste my organ. I'm going to add it into the mixer also. Then I'll pan it to the right. So I'm going to edit it a little bit. So as you can see, the beat is beginning to make sense. So that's when I'll have to add a loop, a conga loop to it. Okay, so let's load in our loop. This is what it sounds like originally. So if you need samples, you can try to contact me. So I have to set this to my project tempo, come over to auto, then I'm gonna drag it. Our E piano seems to be dull, so I need to back it up with another instrument. So I'm gonna duplicate this again. I'm gonna copy the information here. So I'm gonna silence the E piano. So I'm gonna look for another sound which is gonna be better or gonna enhance it. Okay guys, so let's add a shaker loop. So I'm gonna add this to the mixer. I'll add a transient processor. So I'll add an EQ. So I'm going to take all this one all the way about 70% to the right. So we are good to go. Let's add our bass. So I'm going to be using Boo Bass from FL Studio. So I'm going to cut off the treble, cut off the mid, and boost the bass. So I'll create a new pattern, and then I'll add the bass. So like I always advise, when you're making your bass, you go to a higher octave so that you can get the actual note. Alright, so this is what the bass sounds like. Okay, so I'm gonna play the bass together with the beat, so we'll see how it sounds like. So now that we got everything set like this, the next thing I want to do is to add a lead guitar. The Highlife beat is not complete without the guitar and the snare. So for this, I'm going to be using a guitar called FLP. So I'm going to create a new pattern to record the guitar. Alright, to save my RAM, I'm going to bounce this also to a WAV file. Okay, so this will be our main melody, so it has to be in front. So I'm just going to add a reverb to it. And also a delay. Okay, so I'm going to add one more guitar. Then we add our drums. So I'm going to be adding a jazz guitar from Nexus. Alright, so we are going to keep the guitar basic. So let's record it. Okay, so the last thing we want to add before we arrange the beat is the drums. So I'm going to be using addictive drums too. Alright, so before we add the drums, we are going to duplicate this. So let's arrange the beat.
the most